You were created in spirit, and you have come down to earth, this whole different dimension than where you were created from. And you are here to experience joy, have fun, to learn, to grow, and to spiritually develop. Human is form. Form, flesh. I can touch it, I see it, it's very obvious. Being is formless. Being is what you can't see. Being is what you know from within, but your eyes don't necessarily let you see it from the outside. There are some things about us that cannot be explained, that we can't explain because it is unseen. When we're here on this planet Earth, as much fun as we may have, it can also be very troubling for us. It can be frustrating. Things can be painful. Experiences that we have here on earth can sometimes feel like it's so hard and it's so deep that like we can't even handle it. So while you're in a season of feeling broken, feeling depressed, having a lot of anxiety, confusion in your life, nothing really seems to be clear. You don't really know which direction you're going in. Some of those things that could be happening to you are very much from the spirit realm. When we're fighting a spiritual battle, we have to use spiritual tools. So you can't bring a knife to a gunfight. If they shooting with guns, you need to have your peace too.
The enemy wants you in bondage. The enemy wants to keep you in darkness, darkness in your heart, darkness in your mind, making us worry and robbing you of your joy.
In the Bible, in the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, verse 12, it says, "For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against principalities, powers, and rulers of the darkness." We live in some dark times, right? You feel it in everything that's going on around you. There's a lot of evil in the world, negativity, indecisiveness, trauma, fear, temptation, doubt. All of these things draw us away from who we really are. And these are the things that we are truly battling with spiritually.
Let's make one thing clear. The enemy is Satan. Satan preys on our weaknesses. He wants you to believe your life has no meaning. He will constantly remind you of the negative and will use doubt, fear, guilt against you. Remember, Satan's goal is to steal, kill, and destroy.
We are divine light energy beings. We are going to go through trials and tribulations, but those trials and tribulations are not meant to break us. They're meant to grow us. So what the world has done is we live in the world, but we are not of the world. We're constantly being distracted by status, wealth, materialism. But the spirit world cares nothing about that. Like where we come from before we get here on earth, the spirit world cares nothing about that. These are all earthly things. Therapy is amazing. I've been through therapy myself. It does help. But like I said, some things are not of the human mind, and our human treatments and modalities cannot help some of the things that we are facing because they are deep. Some of the traumas that we carry, I know people talk a lot about generational curses. Some of us are truly living in a generational curse. Some of our struggles are passed down from our family members and now has manifested in our lives. So some of the things that you're actually going through are not even yours to begin with. Some of the traumas, some of the hardships, some of your personal battles, they are your personal battles, but they didn't start with you. They started with your great grandmother. They started with your great grandfather, and they have been passed down through the generations, and now it has hit you.
The study of epigenetics reveals that trauma can be passed down through generations by leaving a chemical mark on a person's genes. For example, a child might inherit a trauma response from a parent such as a tendency to react to threats in a certain way.
A curse is not meant to permanently be in our lives. A curse is meant to be broken. And curses can be broken with the help of spirit. But this is why we have to be connected. This is why we can't be distracted by all these worldly things that truly aren't going to help us to really evolve the way we need to. You are the one that is going to break the generational curse in your family. You are being persecuted. You are being held responsible. You are going through hell and back because you are the one that's going to break this curse. So I know it feels like, why me? Why am I the one going through this? Why isn't my sister going through this? Why isn't my brother going through this? Why is it me? Because you are chosen. So the things that you're going through that literally are trying to take you out, it's not here to take you out. It's here to set you free. I know sometimes we want to be rescued from our problems right away. If we're going through a hardship, we need to clean this up so we can move on. We don't want to go through the pain. But on the opposite side of your pain, there is a bigger promise. There is a calling on your life that is way bigger than you, way bigger than your human mind could even imagine. But this is all a divine setup, and it is for your benefit, and it's for the glory of spirit. It's for the glory of God. For me, what works to stay grounded, to stay out of the distractions of the world, and to stay in tuned and in alignment with my soul and with what spirit is guiding me to do, for me is prayer. Honestly, I grew up watching my grandmother pray, my mother pray, and I didn't always understand it, but it is so powerful.
If you're new to prayer, keep it simple. Prayer is just talking to God. Begin by thanking Him for something in your life, even if it's small. Ask for guidance or help with whatever you're facing. You don't need fancy words. And when you pray, believe it shall be done.
Through prayer, I'm in silence, and when you get still, you can hear. A lot of us want to hear from God. I know it. It's like, God, why am I going through this? When is this going to be over? What can I do differently? Where do I need to go in my life next? What's the next move? We want to hear from God. But you can't hear, first of all, if you're always talking. So through prayer, you're quiet, you're still. Meditation is another one that is really, really good. And meditation for me, I'm not like a super meditator. I'm not going to be fake on here, but what I notice when I do meditate is that my mind is going a lot, but I realize that even if my mind is going a lot, I am not my thoughts. You are not your thoughts. Your thoughts are just thoughts. You are the observer behind your thoughts. So don't be afraid of meditation. Like, you cannot clear your mind and make it blank. That's not possible, at least not what I know. So you can just be still, let the thoughts go, let them come up, observe them, but let them go. They're like clouds passing in the sky. Practicing gratitude is everything for me. Just being grateful for everything that I have. And if I don't have a lot, that's okay. I'm grateful for whatever it is. If I have a roof over my head, I'm grateful. If that's living in a room or if that's living in a mansion, I'm grateful. If I have one friend that I can count on and talk to, someone to listen, I'm grateful. If I have a handful of friends, I'm grateful. It's just no matter where you are at in your life, you could be homeless right now, living in your car, bouncing from shelter to shelter. But be grateful, because I'm telling you, the fact that you have air in your lungs, you are blessed. And God is going to use you for something beautiful and for something great. So don't let this trial and tribulation that's happening in your life right now, don't let it break you. You have so much power and you have so much strength, but it's going to require that you go through this time because there's so many lessons that you're going to learn and there's so much growth that will happen. God hasn't forgotten about you. Until next time, bye.